get good at one industry so freaking good,
Yeah.
it can run itself.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's biggest setback is thinking that they're the best.
Do you really have a business or do
No,
you
yeah.
have a job? It's like, no, I mastered the basics first.
Yeah.
Then I built on top of it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Winners Club podcast, where even when we don't win, we learn.
And
Because learning is a form of winning. My name is Brian Tran, your host. I got my co-host right here, PJ Padua.
What's up, guys?
If you guys are tuning in for the first time, this is a business podcast where we go over my life experience. We bring on people who are going through struggles in business, but ultimately just push through doing big things and doing greatness. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around and listening to me go off every single week. I appreciate you guys. But in this episode, I want to talk about the power of one thing.
Yeah, man, definitely. I definitely want to go into that. I think it's going to be a banger of an episode, guys, so you're going to definitely enjoy this one. Brian, I mean, you, especially for people who don't know, you run multiple companies, right? 8 companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you do a lot of things, man. You're always running around and you're busy. But I do want to know your opinion about doing one thing versus running multiple things, especially, the different stages in your life. But let's just break it down from the beginning,
I tell people all the time that what I do is not practical. And the only reason why is because when you run so many different companies, and the problem with what I'm facing today is that my companies are kind of in a different industries, right? If they were all in real estate, it'd be super easy.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I know people who own the real estate brokerage,
Yeah.
the real estate flipping, title, escrow. They own all those companies, but they're all kind of the same.
Yeah, kind of
And
complementary.
they all feed each other, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little differently. Mine obviously being virtual assistants, but that ties into realtors because realtors need virtual assistants to help run their business. So those
Yeah.
two are kind of complementary.
Yeah.
But then we have the boba shop and the coffee shops, which are like completely left field. And what I tell people is that, especially in the beginning, there is power in doing only one thing.
Yeah.
When you do 7 different things in the beginning of your career as you're building out your skills, it's going to be very difficult to be good at anything,
Yeah.
right? You hear about people saying that you need to spend 10,000 hours on one skill
Yeah.
before you become a master.
Yeah, truth.
So when you're running 7 different companies and they all require different skills, you're not going to pick up any of them because
Yeah.
you just don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah.
So I tell my youngins, my young mentees, like, yo, get good at one industry so freaking good, build such a strong foundation and such a strong business that eventually
Yeah.
it can run itself. And when it can run itself, then you can decide whether or not, hey, I'm kind of done with this industry.
Yeah.
I'm not as excited with it anymore. I want to pursue something else that's going to be more of my passion.
Yeah.
But people pursue passion before making money.
Yeah.
So my success came from mastering the art of real estate,
Yeah.
being a great realtor, which then in turn led me to become great at analyzing properties,
Yeah.
finding good deals, and then became flipping because once you're a good realtor, you know how to find deals. You know how much it's going to cost to build these properties
Yeah.
and sell it for a profit. Boom. Now you move on to the next stage,
Yeah.
and now you build out the wholesale, the development side.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what people don't see. They just see me do, oh, you own a brokerage and then you also flip. oh, and you also own a coffee shop. But it's like, no, I mastered the basics first.
Yeah.
Then I built on top of it.
Yeah.
Then when I had more money, you know, and the real estate company and the flipping side no longer needed my capital because now we have investors that invest in all our stuff. Then boom,
Yeah.
open coffee, open boba,
For sure.
open the VA hub, open the media company,
Definitely.
started building the personal brand.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely. I think that's some great knowledge to share with people. I mean, people write books on doing one thing, right? There's a book called The One Thing, right? It's out there for a reason. People say it because it's true. And I feel like there's still probably going to be listeners who hear you talk and they think, oh, I could be better though. That's not me. I could do multiple things. I can multitask because, I've been someone who has that mindset too. And just to kind of go back on your story, I know that you were actually, it's in the beginning stages, you were a realtor, but you also did another venture, which was...
And it failed.
Yeah.
And it failed.
Definitely.
So learn from me, guys.
Yeah.
And it failed.
Yeah.
Like I was doing real estate and the career was starting to kind of, you had an upward trajectory. And I said, I'm going to open a coffee shop.
Yeah.
The first coffee shop.
I'm a boss. I got
failed.
this. Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I wasted a year of my time.
Mm-hmm.
I made no money. Right?
Yeah.
Granted, looking back, those failures taught me a lot of things.
For sure.
They now led me to opening other industries, other businesses, kind of in the coffee realm.
Yeah.
But I always still think, like, man, if I had just stuck with real estate, I probably would have been like a couple years more ahead.
Yeah.
You know?
That's actually a very powerful statement for you to say that.
Because when I left real estate to do the coffee shop,
Uh-huh.
this was like 2013, 2014.
Uh-huh.
The market was picking up.
Yeah.
I could have rode that wave
Yeah.
a little bit harder.
Yeah. What was your thoughts actually? Like,
Dude, when I opened that coffee shop and I was there, 14, 16 hours a day,
yeah.
I was really like, I hated life.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, what were you thinking that gave you this confidence that you're like, oh, I could open a shop and I could become a realtor at the same damn time?
Cockiness,
Yeah.
being young, dumb, and stupid.
Yeah.
Not having a mentor actually tell me, say,
Yeah.
hey, you're doing good at this, stick to this.
Mm-hmm.
Then revisit that when you're sitting on like $1 million in cash,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because then you can hire consultants, you can hire good managers, you can hire a general manager rather than trying to do from the ground up.
Yeah.
And now today, like, dude, I will say money makes everything easier,
Yeah.
right? Like, if I want to start any industry, I can hire the best consultant, I can
Yeah.
hire the best managers, I can
Mhm.
pay them more,
Yeah.
and the business will do better than
Yeah.
if I had no money and I try to bootstrap the thing.
Yeah.
So just remember.
Sure. I think we'll definitely dive into that a little bit deeper down the podcast, but
Yeah.
I know you're throwing out $1 million, but I want to get a clear answer. Do you think that there is a number that you should achieve to hit first before going on new ventures?
It's not so much a number. It's more so like you gain a confidence
Mhm.
that no matter what happens, you can fall back on real estate. Or you can fall, like, so for example, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I can fall back on being a lawyer. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm such a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm such a good lawyer, and now I want to venture off in owning
Yeah.
franchises,
Yeah.
like coffee shops.
But let's give a
You
number because
it's not a number.
people
because
don't know though, because
It's
you
not
you
so
could be a
much
kid.
number. Like, you're gonna be so good. Like, okay, well, look, like your skill level is so good that you can, without a blink of an eye, generate money enough to live every month.
There you
And
go.
not worry.
See, that
could change. So I don't know. I need about a
Yeah.
lot. I need like 40,000 a month,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Because I got kids, I got
Yeah.
big house, cars, whatever. I know that my skill level today,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm not afraid to venture off into new industries, because I'll make 40 grand in my sleep. I can
Yeah.
flip. I know how to find deals. I know how
Yeah.
to wholesale deals
Yeah.
to make $40,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that I have that skill, that confidence, I can go do other things.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
and you don't, like, a lot of these realtors, for example, they don't know how to generate leads. They don't know how to make consistent money.
Yeah.
And so maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't jump off and venture into something else yet. Why don't you
Yeah.
master your craft?
Yeah.
Build the company now. Build your team up
Yeah.
so that even when you're gone
Yeah.
doing other ventures, it runs
Yeah.
and it's creating money.
For sure. Sure.
So-
I definitely I like what you're saying, and I thought it was super important to put a number, or at least like the idea of
Yeah.
a number, because like you said, the cockiness gets in your way. Like you could think you're amazing, but the money's not amazing. You know, you're making $1,000 a month, and you could, you know, you're young. You could think like I'm the best. Like I could do this. I could do something tenfold.
My greatest weakness, but also my greatest strength, is always saying, "How hard can it be?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How hard can it
Yeah,
be?"
for sure.
And as I gotten older
Yeah.
and wiser in business, I realized that is kind of shiny object syndrome.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, how hard can it be?
Yeah.
No, I want to do it
for sure.
Right? Like, oh, it's the crypto.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
Yeah.
How hard can it be to make $1 million in that? Like, oh my
Definitely.
God, so easy. Jump
Yeah.
into it. But every time I jumped into something like hastily, I
Yeah.
always lose money.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, it's a blessing and a curse, because sometimes you do need that attitude to be like, how hard can it be? But
In the
again,
beginning, when you have nothing and you're starting these businesses, yes, you got to be like,
Yeah.
how hard can it be? And it's like a mindset trick,
yeah,
even though you know it's going to be hard,
yeah,
but you know that you can do it.
yeah, for sure. I think using the mindset of how hard can it be on top of a good foundation, does my skill set right now, can it support me? Is it thriving? Do I have employees that can run the business that I could devote my time to something new? I think that's a deadly combination. I just want to, for the audience, I want to take back the notes that is saying, personally, I think you should make at least upward of like $10K a month, even to $250K salary before starting a new venture. And I also think you should not be a solopreneur at that time, and you should have a actual team, actually be an entrepreneur who has
Right.
employees that can run the business. Because that's something that I wish I did with my no regrets, but that's something I wish that I did with my videography. I was like, man, maybe if I could have built it to a way that, you know, I could have had income coming and I could just focus on what we're doing right now. It's like, that would be awesome. So that's something that I wish I did. So guys, don't do that. Don't make the same mistakes that we're sharing with you guys right now.
Yeah, and so I think most people think, oh, I have a business, like, but you have to ask yourself, do you really have a business, or do
No,
you
yeah.
have a job? Did
For
you
sure.
like most small businesses are not real businesses, in the sense that if they're not working, if the owner doesn't work, it
Yeah.
doesn't generate any money.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how you build a business, guys. Like,
Yeah.
when every business I jump into, and the reason why I'm able to have multiple businesses is because every single one has a CEO, and it ain't
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And it ain't me.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty. There's
funny
there's
thing is
definitely
that
levels to it.
everybody wants to. I remember, like, like the being an entrepreneur is so cool, and everybody wants to make fake fucking business cards and say, "Oh, I'm the CEO."
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
you know
for
what my
sure.
cards are?
Yeah.
Bro, nothing.
Yeah.
Founder,
Yeah. I like it.
founder,
It's a
or
good flex.
chairman of the board. I just want
Wow.
to run the board.
Wow.
I want to be able to have the CEO execute my vision,
For sure.
and then I just be like, okay, let's look at the numbers. Are we making
sure.
money? Or are we losing money? Where do we need to
Yeah.
adjust?
Yeah.
Because then if you can just isolate your job to just doing that, dude, you will have enough time to run multiple companies,
For sure.
right?
I like that, man.
There are challenges, though. Always finding good talent is the hardest thing.
Yeah. I
I'm
you,
lucky. I'm blessed. I got, I'm,
you
one of
got
my
the touch.
one of my things is that I know how to build people up
Yeah. Yeah.
and then put them in the right roles to run these companies
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Now, they hit a ceiling, and then that's when we have to bring in consultants, or we have to maybe say, hey, look, maybe we need to bring in somebody that is going to be able to take us to the next level.
Yeah.
But for the most part, right now, everything is rocking pretty smoothly,
Yeah.
and I'm able to just do the one thing. I still only do the one thing, realistically.
Yeah.
Like, other than looking like at numbers, that's something. But like, the one
Vision.
thing I do is the vision.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I worry about,
you
the
say.
vision.
You just
And,
thinking
and-
like,
and I think people think I do a lot of stuff. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, they come to me like, hey, Brian, how do I work with you? Don't talk to me. Go talk to Ray.
yeah.
Hey, you want to work with me? No, don't talk to me. Go
Yeah.
talk to PJ.
You
Go
want me to
talk
think about
Jonathan.
something?
Like,
I'll think about it.
yeah,
I
like,
got you.
They'd be like, hey, how can we work together? I don't know. What can you do, bro?
Yeah.
Like, go talk to Ray. Like, which company do you want to be in?
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Yeah.
flipping. Go talk to Ray. Don't talk to me.
For sure.
Because I don't run the day to day.
That's interesting. That's awesome, man. Like, I think, sometimes to me, and maybe to a lot of people too, like, I understand where people would think that you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, you do. Granted, you do. I see you do stuff. But your main focus is that one thing, which is the vision and, the future and the scalability and what's next.
That's it.
And I think that's super, super important for the audience to realize that whether you have one company on your belt or 7 companies, focusing on one thing, whether it's going to be your sales skills or your marketing or, scaling your, whatever it is, hone in on that. Always hone in on that one thing. What's your advice for somebody who is maybe on the intermediate side and they do want to, or they do have more like businesses? What do you say? You think?
I would say, like, going back, I would try to find start businesses that are more complementary to what you already have.
Yeah.
Easier route. Also, it allows you to just drive in. It becomes like a little ecosystem where it just constantly drives businesses back within the ones that you already own.
For sure.
It makes it easier to run, takes up less bandwidth on your brain because now it's like the one skill that you learned for company A applies to company B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Whereas with mine, sometimes like I'm learning about, I still sometimes I'll geek out on books and YouTube, and I'm like trying to learn the restaurant business, but that restaurant business doesn't necessarily correspond with flipping and wholesaling and building a real estate team.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you see what I mean? So
no, for sure.
As these guys who are more intermediate, build companies that are in the same category.
Yeah.
That way, when you learn something, boom, you can apply it to 4 or 5 companies of yours.
I think it's when people, I think a really good example is when, somebody is a fitness coach.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, cool. I got the subs coming. All right, I got the gym coming. All right, I got the clothing coming. Like, it's just
it's all one.
Exactly. I think those are the crazy empires that people do well. I mean, a lot of people do well, like doing just that exact thing.
Come work out at the gym.
Yeah.
Boom. You need supplement. You're going to buy supplements.
Boom.
Boom. Oh, you need workout clothes. Boom. You're going to buy. It's all one.
Yeah.
Like, so they kind of complement each other.
For sure.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
So definitely cool. Great question.
Yeah. What about delegating too? Like, I just know that you definitely said that a lot of points, but you think delegating as you grow is going to be important.
You definitely need to start bringing smarter people around you and people who are more specialized in the positions that you're looking to hire.
Yeah.
For example, and a good way to figure out whether or not they're good is instead of you telling them what you want done, that's not how I like to do it. I'm like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
Like, what you see the companies.
Yeah.
What would you do on day 1, day 10, day 20, day 30?
Yeah.
Day 365.
Yeah.
Because I know what I know, but that's not going to get me to the next level.
For sure.
Because I don't know what's next.
For sure.
So that's why you got to bring in good people and say, bro, how do I get to this revenue?
Yeah.
And most of the time you have to poach them or get them they have to work somewhere bigger than you.
Yeah.
That's why you see all these people always hiring CEOs from bigger companies.
Yeah.
And that's what you want, man.
For sure.
That's honestly something that I've just recently learned, right? Like I've always learned to delegate, but I learned to delegate task.
Yeah.
Not
big
roles, ideas,
Yeah.
where they basically take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're doing this year. Hiring on people that are way smarter than me.
Yeah.
Everything that I do today has a bunch of consultants, bunch of freaking contractors that are quote unquote better, who know more. And I would say that for the most part, it's been pretty successful.
Yeah.
Like, especially with our social media, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to get to 100,000. I don't even know how to get to 10,000 followers.
For sure.
So we brought on, obviously I brought on you first, and we brought on a couple more people, and then boom, now all of a sudden we're well on our way.
No, definitely. I think it was the steps, right?
Yeah.
Like, even then, I had to surrender too. It's like, all right, maybe I need a little bit more
fresh
eyes.
And
just allow it, allow that. And, look at us now, we're growing.
Yeah. And then now we can take what we know and teach the rest of the team
for sure
that are at 1, 2, 3,000 followers and say, okay, we can double your followers.
Hell yeah.
We got the secret. We don't have the secret, but we have the trial and error.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's, it's a lot of people's biggest setback is thinking that they're the best and that they can do it better than another person, or they can just do everything themselves.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the hard part. You can eventually figure it out, but man, if you want to get someplace faster, you gotta just surrender and bring on people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. We brought on a lot of consultants that just didn't work.
Yeah.
We listened to everything they said and it didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But that's life. You're gonna bring on people. You're gonna delegate to the wrong person.
Yeah.
But dude, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep going and you're gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
Speaking of social media, a little sidetrack, but I feel like a lot of these guys who had like 100,000, like a lot of big followings,
yeah,
they got it through COVID.
So yeah, for sure.
Oh shoot! Bleep out the word. I think I heard like you say it.
C19.
Yeah,
That's what you gotta say.
So, anyways, like during that time,
yeah.
everybody was home, and so like it was so easy to gain followers.
Yeah.
Because right now I looked at their stats, and I'm like, bro, you haven't grown.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
it's like it's the fast move. It's the easy move. It's like, all right, like once I bust 100K,
Yeah.
I'm launching a course.
Yeah.
And
But now
like-
our thing is like, man,
Yeah.
like I'm seeing it, and we copied their stuff, meaning like we actually hired them to do it. I'm like, bro, what the heck? What the heck did even grow?
Yeah, I think we just gotta do us.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that's ever worked. So
Yeah.
I think for anybody too. So, but that was a great podcast. I think we should just wrap it up here.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Do me a favor, share this with some 5 friends. Hope you guys appreciate it. It's a new year. I'm pumped. I'm excited to be continuing this podcast and sharing as much value as I can.
Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.